Hey there, roguelike fans. Today we're going to take a look at an older roguelike called Bomberogue by Jakub Debski. This game is apparently based on a game called Bomberman, which I think is a Nintendo game. I'm not entirely sure. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. I know it's an archetypal game that many people played in their childhoods, and I may catch flack for not knowing what it is, but I don't know what it is. But this is based on that, a roguelike version. Why we're playing this game in particular, as anybody who follows the channel knows, we're still putting up Moria videos right now on a 1 video per day basis, and that's a long game. It's going to be another few months before those exhaust themselves. And I think my overall game plan with this channel is that until I'm nearing the completed rollout of those videos, I'm not going to move on to another major roguelike. We're going to stick with smaller roguelikes, a couple per week. Until such time as we're getting near the end of the Moria videos. Then we'll switch over to, I think, Angband next to compare and contrast with Moria. And then while those are rolling out, we'll come back to smaller roguelikes. Now, the last few smaller roguelikes we've put up have been from the 7-Day Roguelike Challenge, one from 2006, a couple from 2018. And I thought, why not go back to the start? Why not go back to the very first 7-Day Roguelike Challenge, which was not that far beyond that. It was 2005. And try to play those games and see what we can tell you about the origin of the challenge and how that first rollout of games went. Unfortunately, one of the things that happens, of course, anytime you try and go back to things that are quite old, is that a lot of them are missing. That first year, there were only, let's see here, about maybe 10-ish successful games. The first 3 that are listed on the Rogue Basin site, which were Chris Reuter's NetHack 2 Quest for Pants, Crickman's Lurk, and Edwin's Quick Slash. All 3 of those games, I couldn't locate them anymore. The old URL links are dead, and even using the Wayback Machine, I wasn't able to quite track down the actual executable files. So I can't get those games to run. I checked out the Roguelike Archive as well, which is one man's project to archive all the free roguelikes that exist in the world, and have them all in one central database where you can download them at once and access them at will. Which is great because it will prevent this very circumstance from happening in the future. You'll be able to find the old roguelikes because they're all centrally located. But for now, those 3 are presumably lost to time. We'll never see them again. If I'm wrong, if anybody has a working copy of Quest for Pants, or Lurk, or Quick Slash, please tell me. Please contact me. Please send me it. My objective with these videos as a whole is to do a Let's Play and or a review of literally every single free roguelike ever made, which will take me many, many, many years to complete, but that's my theoretical quest here. So today, let's get on to Bomberogue, and I apologize for that 3-minute rollout of information. Now, this game took me a bit of time to wrap my head around because there's no manual, and when I was able to find a file called keys and opened up the keys file as a text file to take a look at it, a lot of the keys it mentions in there do not work. Now, I'm assuming there's a reason for that, and I'm assuming the reason is this. If we press question mark, if we come into the game proper, the game proper and press question mark, we see that there are some keys listed here, but it also says up here, this is Bomberman roguelike based on Xenocide's engine. Xenocide is another game by Jakub Debski that came out in about 2002, I believe. Haven't played it yet. I'm guessing the keys I found in that key file are referencing keys from that game, and some of them just don't work here. Now, list here, we can move in the 4 cardinal directions, 2, 4, 6, and 8 to move. We can pass our turn by waiting. We can press F, space, or enter to drop a bomb. We can press Shift M to show the message buffer. We can press F11 to take an HTML screenshot. I haven't tried the F11, but other than that, I can vouch for the fact that all of those work. Also, while we're on the topic, let's press question mark again and look at the pretty cascading colors. It's a simple thing, but it's a nice little effect. Well done, Jakub Debski. It's a nice little elegant addition to this this game. Now, one key that's not listed here is L. You can press L to look, and when we press that now, here's a little question mark. It pops up on the nearest monster. So these M's represent monsters, and you can see what it tells you here. They have a weapon and small claws. Their armor is just skin. They have 100% health, and you can hit M for a monster description. However, when we do that, there is no description for it. So I'm not sure we're ever going to get that. We can also, once we've pressed L, we can move that question mark around by pressing the direction keys. It kind of, if you can see it, the question mark right here beside the M. If I press to the right, question mark actually disappears. It's now, I think, showing this floor, because if I press down, it should say weak wall. It does. But sometimes the question mark disappears. A little glitch in the game, just so you know. Likewise, another small glitch. Here you can see it says weapon small claws. If we move off it to the floor, it doesn't really erase the small claws bit, so it's a bit confusing, but we can look past that. Here's a wall with 0% damage, and a weak wall with 0% of damage. Now, in previous games, I was able to experiment and figure some of this stuff out. Our objective seems to be to get down to the next level. At least that's our first immediate objective, is to get to the next level. Now, you'll note there's no staircase. If you're familiar with ASCII roguelikes, a staircase is generally represented by a greater than symbol. There is none. But in playing, I found out if we kill all the monsters on the level, one will open up. So let's start killing monsters. Now, you have no direct attacks in this game. The only way you can kill monsters is by dropping bombs. Let's go to here. Now, you drop a bomb by pressing F or the space key. Or there was one other key as well. That's the enter key. Let's drop one here. I don't know if it's the wisest idea, but let's do it anyway, just to experiment and show you how it works. If we press the space key and we step off of this, we'll see that there's now an O there, a big capital O. If we move away, it's a small O. And as we pass our turn, you'll see it pulses, big O, small O. It's just sort of an animation to show you you've dropped a bomb. Now, a few turns after you drop a bomb, it will explode. Let's demonstrate that. There you go. And one explosion is enough to kill one of these green M's, one of the basic monsters. So that's how we kill them. You can also take out the weak walls using that methodology. Space. Get away from it. You can also kill yourself. Try not to blow one up next to yourself. Now, in experiments again earlier, the AI of the monsters is in some ways not bad. If I was to drop a bomb here, let's find out what happens. It actually runs away a bit. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't. But if you wait till they're right next to you and then you drop a bomb, they can't step on you immediately. And you, if you... Oh, I was wrong in that case. Oftentimes they will... Yeah, not always, apparently. There, I got one of them. Why is this guy not coming down? Let's blow open a hole down here. Oh, yeah, let's get him that way. Often if you drop a bomb right next to them, it's a good tactic. You can take them out. Now, this first level is pretty easy. I say that I'm terrible at this game. I've not made it past the second level yet, and I may not while you're watching. I probably won't while you're watching, because that's how I do, man. I do terrible. Let's pass that. Just pass our turn. Let's let him come up to the bomb. Now you'll notice as well the bombs have sort of a pattern that explodes in a cross-like way. So if we're standing on a diagonal from it, we're safe from it. There we go. It looks like if he had had an avenue to go north or south to get away from this, I think he'd have taken it. It doesn't look like he usually backs off if he's blocked these ways. Maybe that's the key to trapping them. There's only a few left. Let's try and take them out without losing a life. Maybe I'll make it to the third level in this playthrough. Wouldn't that be something? The gameplay seems pretty simplistic in terms of its mechanics. That's not to say it's a simple game. And I love games. For a lot of 7-day roguelikes, finding a unique, simplistic aspect to your gameplay is the key. It's like the old arcade games, you know. You can only make so many Space Invaders clones before you got to come up with Pac-Man. You know, you need something new. Let's get him free of his bondage. There we go. Oh, he dodged around it. Yeah, the AI is a little unpredictable. I'm not always sure what... whoops, I didn't mean to drop a bomb there. Darn it. Okay. There are some points of confusion. I did find, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, when I was trying to figure out the game, without a manual, I did go looking for a manual. And while I did not find one, in one of the data folders, there is a file called keys. And by opening that, I was able to, fuck, I think, no, here we go. I may have mentioned this. I was able to figure out some of the keys that are used in the game. Some of them, there, we killed the last guy and our staircase opened up. Let's head over there. Some of those keys worked and some didn't. I'm assuming the reason some didn't is because, as I said, the key set is taken directly from Xenocide. And, here we go. And we're now on level 2. We have a score. You can see our score is going up with every monster we kill. Our power remains the same. Our lives remain the same. I'm assuming those keys were taken directly from Xenocide, and some of them just don't apply in this game. And so be it. You weren't meant to read that file. It actually, there's a small README file in that folder that says don't read these files. So I breached my contract with the designer by reading those files in the first place. Having said that, one of my games I started on top of a yellow plus sign. And when I did the research into what does a yellow plus sign mean, it was in something called increase range, which I assume is some sort of power-up that increases your range, maybe the range of your bombs. But nothing I did would let me figure out how to pick that item up. G for get is listed in the keys file, but G for get did not work. It did nothing. So I don't know how to pick those up or what's going on, or if you can pick those up. Perhaps it's something he added in, and at the last minute realized, oh shit, this isn't working for the game. I'm gonna not do it. I don't know. Anyways, we're not seeing that now. Let's deal with what we're actually seeing. We're seeing a B as well as the M. So there's a new monster on this map, in case you didn't notice. Let's take an L key to it. Let's take our L key to it. There we go. That's the monster. Which monster are we pointing at? Here we go, down there. Maybe it's not the closest one. If we put our question mark on this, it's a big monster with small claws, armor skin, health 100%, hit M for monster description. There still is none. Let's find out if there's a monster description for the green M's yet. Nope, maybe it's just not in there. As I said, this game is is listed on the roguelike Rogue Basin website for the 2005 7-day roguelike challenge. Oh shit, I made a mistake here. Before I continue, I'm going to finish my thought. The 2005 roguelike challenge is being completed. But that said, like I said, I couldn't figure out how to pick up items. Maybe it's a possibility that he's going to add those in and never completed that task. I don't know. The game seems to function without it. Now, one thing I did learn in previous playthroughs is that when you kill a big bee, they explode with a really big explosion. And I didn't get far enough away. I think I'm going to get caught in it. But let's move north and find out if we're wrong. I can't go left or right to get out of the crosshairs here because there's walls. Yeah, there we go. So that monster was stunned, but I think it just means he took. I think they get stunned the first time they get hit with a bomb, and then the second time it kills them, the big bees. Our lives are down to 4. Let's not make any more mistakes. I want to see level 3 and find out if there's any more monsters. This guy I can deal with a little easier, maybe not. I'm getting kind of trapped up in the corner here. It's probably not wise to do so. Let's leave something here. In the hopes we kill a monster. But even if we don't, I thought maybe we could clear out some space, but maybe we'll get them with that. Okay. Alright, we're doing okay, I think. So as you can see, the basic gameplay is just move in and plant bombs, but there is a strategy in not getting yourself trapped. I don't profess to fully grasp that strategy yet, but it's there. Got him once. Shit. If I move up 1, oh. Okay, I got hit by the explosion, but at least I killed him. So for these little guys, you can just run. Putting distance between yourself and the bomb will be enough to keep you alive. By virtue of the fact that, can we get this big bee to come down here, or any of these guys to come down here? By virtue of the fact that it has an explosive range of that's less than the distance you can move in that time period. But if I try that again here, I'll get caught in the crosshairs because his explosion, the monster's explosion itself, is bigger than we can survive in that way. There we go. I think we're going to see level 3. I think it's going to happen. I think the magic is going to happen, and you're going to be here to see it. We did it, guys. Level 3. What does it have in store for us? Way to level 3. Also, way to go. All right, there's X's now. Those are neat. Actually, I don't know if they're neat or not. They're new. Let's find out if they're neat. They are an enormous monster. Presumably they take 3 hits. That's guesswork. That's basic guesswork on what we've seen. I'm going to also guess they explode bigger. I don't know. Let's give ourselves a way to go. I don't really want to get trapped up here, but what choice do I have? Let's do this to try and hurt him. Oh shit, I thought I hurt him more than I did. And, whoa, fuck. I mean, caught in this, obviously. What am I, how dumb am I? Alright, well, there we go. Did we get a life when we went up? I mean, you might get a life each time you go to a new level. I'm not sure if I noticed that. If you were watching the playback, you know better than I do. Tell me if that's true. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's move aside. Let's stay here for 1 turn. I thought maybe he'd stay. This isn't working, guys. We're not... let's put a bomb up here again, just to keep him occupied. Let's put one down here to blow a hole in the wall, to give ourselves an exit. Monster and monster swap paces, that's fine. This guy's proving, feels like he's smarter than others. I don't know if that's true or not, but it sure feels like it. Alright, we got rid of him. How are we going to deal with the rest of these? Yeah, it's kind of interesting gameplay, actually. It's tactical in a way I've not experienced before with a roguelike. I've never seen this particular mechanic in a roguelike. It's nice to... Let's try and deal with this big frickin' X. Unless we just let loose all manner of hell on ourselves. Yeah, sometimes these simple mechanics are interesting. Certainly they're a break from the standard roguelike design. It's just nice to see something different. Was he stunned as a result of that? He seems to be staying still. I moved down, planting this. The enormous monster split, so apparently they can become big monsters when they die. That's kind of interesting, I think. Shit, I think I'm getting caught up here, guys. This is not good. You can drop more than one at once. Let's try that now. Just to buy ourselves some time. Okay, he got me. Enormous monster takes one your life, and disappears. Enormous monster splits. So in the process of killing you, a monster itself dies. In this case, when they die, of course, they become these big bees. I'm not sure how dangerous these big bees like this is going to be. I think it's... I mean, obviously I'm kind of trapped here. I have to drop a bomb to... Oh, it didn't work. I didn't drop a bomb. Well, let's drop one down here and catch ourselves in it. Unless he tries to run. No. Alright, we got ourselves with that, unfortunately. But we can drop a bomb and keep going. We only have 1 life left. I don't know if we're going to get to level 3. Or 4, rather. If he's dead, unless he goes right and gets out of the path of this explosion, or somehow escapes it. Okay, good. I was going to say, I think we're in trouble just based on the fact that his explosion alone would... I can't drop one there. If I drop one here, I won't have enough time to escape the current blast. Fuck. This is an interesting game. Unlike anything I've quite played before. I am intrigued. I think I'm screwed. If I drop a bomb here, I can't escape it. If I let him touch me, obviously I'm dead. This might be the end of the game. Space. I'm dropping a bomb here in the hopes that the mere presence of the bomb makes him run. I don't think it's going to work. Didn't work. Nothing else I can do, guys. That's it. Boom. I'm dead. My corpse is represented by the classic %sign. But there you go. That's Bomberogue. Really interesting gameplay, actually. I think it's pretty fun. I'm going to try to include a link in the description below as to where you can get it. I say try because I don't remember where I got this. I got this a long time ago when I was just stockpiling hundreds of roguelikes. But I think I can probably track it down, and if I can, I promise you I will include the link below. Download and give it a shot. It's really a different style of game. That was kind of fun. I'm kind of tempted to try again. Yeah, a lot of tactics involved there. Still not sure if there's a way to pick up the item I did find randomly in the first game I played, where it was just underneath my body. The increase range thing. If somebody else does know how to pick up items, or if you can pick that item up, or if there's something else, maybe the presence of the item on the map just means you have increased range. I don't know. If anybody else is aware of rules and elements to this game that I am not aware of and have not spelled out here, tell me in the comments. I'm trying my best to learn as much as I can about all these different games, and your assistance would be greatly appreciated. Also, if there's a more updated version of the game than the one I'm perhaps playing that does allow you to pick up items, also provide a link to that. All right, guys, that's it. I'll be back at some point in the unknown future with more roguelike Let's Plays, more reviews, less frequent reviews than Let's Plays, let's face it. And that's it. Have a good day, guys. Goodbye. Press, what? Q to quit? Yup. Bye.